welcome to Exile. It's a new build I'm working on, which is a tri-attribute stacking Juggernaut. Now, normally, I would highly recommend an Inquisitor. That's what I've always done in the past, is tri-attribute Inquisitor. But today I wanted to try out a Juggernaut solely based on building around Undeniable as the main catalyst that powers Juggernaut as being kind of an option. Really, when I look at tri-attribute, Righteous Providence by far and away seems the best to me, but Undeniable does have something to say for itself. Undeniable, this node here, means that if we're tri-stacking our attributes, we actually get a lot of accuracy between Dexterity, Strength, a helmet mod for accuracy per strength, and then if we take on the Mastery here that says accuracy per your intelligence, or we could even go for the accuracy per dexterity as well. If that was higher, that would technically be more accuracy, but my int's higher. We get on this character already up to 12k just because we have a lot of accuracy, even though I'm not really specking any accuracy on my gear or anything. And 12k accuracy is close to 100% attack speed on this one node here, Undeniable. That I think is enough to help carry us a little bit, and then you combine that with some of the best feels good nodes in the game. Unstoppable says basically all the stuff that slows you down and makes the game unfun. Well, forget about that stuff. Not necessarily my top choice for a node, but ultimately it does feel really good to play with Unstoppable once you start getting into a lot of those mechanics that just tie up your feet. After that, Unbreakable, which in my opinion is the strongest node in the game. This is what we're getting our defenses from. Between just a high armor chest piece and Determination in our build, we get about 50,000 armor. We're combining that with Divine Flesh, which I haven't picked up yet because I haven't capped my res, but I'm going to be getting capped on my Chaos res. And then I'm going to combine that with the Armor Mastery. Armor applies the Chaos damage. And that splitting of the damage between those two elements and a lot of armor should end up feeling pretty dang nice. So that's my plan for this character. And then on top of that, we still need to fill out our tree and get our attributes going, but it's just kind of a whack tree where you're wandering around to get good split personalities, along with trying to pick up clusters for the percent attribute, cluster for the percent damage per lowest attribute, and that and Cyclopean Coil gives us a lot of our damage. We have about 800 as our lowest attribute dex, which gives us close to, I want to say, roughly 160% damage per this mastery, and per Cyclopean Coil, that's about 300% damage. And then we have Iron Will combined with Battle Mage's Cry, which gets us another around 150, 160, 70% damage. If we get some Warcry buff effect, that could go up, but I'm not really planning on it. That's a lot of our percent damage scaling. The hardest thing for us to solve right now is crit, because we have a bow that has really bad base crit, and we're not Inquisitors, so we don't get a free 1000% increased crit chance. So we end up going to try getting crits from Cluster here, crit chance from the King of the Hill node here, crit chance from power charges, crit chance from, ideally, if I can balance Irrational Doctrine, Profane Ground is a 100% increased crit chance, and ideally, eventually I would like to make a bow that has Brittle on it, and I think between those sources we can start to get a reasonable crit chance. We'll see how that goes. I'm still working on setting up the character. Obviously, I want to get a 6-link setup here that I think I wanted to go for a single target Mana Forge setup with Mirage Archer. I think there could be some potential there. I'm going to test out and try out some things. I'm not too sure. Of course, as tri-attribute, I'm going with Widowhail, and I'm trying it out with the Poised Prism. This gives me 3 additional arrows, and then on top of that, it gives me a lot of flat damage per each of my attributes. So that scales our flats, as well as scaling a lot of resistances and helping us cap our res, even though we don't have a lot of good res on our gear. So that is the character I'm working on. I'm still not too sure if this is a good way to go about tri-attribute or not. It's just something I wanted to experiment and try, because I've always done Inquisitor in the past. Inquisitor's worked well for me, and I wanted to give Juggernaut a shot at being an attack-based version that could do pretty well. We'll see how it pans out, but this character's only level 79, and there's still a decent amount of things I want to swap around with gems and, of course, specking out my tree. So as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and take care, Exiles. Peace out.